show you how do you run your full stack application in your laptop. After that, I'll show you the process of how to deploy your full stack application in your AWS cloud. So let us now run your full stack application in your laptop. So the backend application that we have created is student service, where I have created an app which performs student CRUD operations. That's it. This is a simple project. I'll show you the same thing which is to be deployed in your AWS account. Right. First of all, let us run our project. Run as Spring Boot app. So your Spring Boot application has started running on port 8080. Now let us run your front-end application. So what is the front-end application that we have created? Student web. Now go to your terminal, click on new terminal. Once the terminal is open, choose your command prompt. In your command prompt, to run your front-end application, the command is npm run dev. Right. Once you get your URL, click on go and click on enter. This is what the Spring Boot application that React application that we have created, right? Because there is no data in your database. So come to my database. So I don't have anything created. Let us refresh once. Table has been created and my table doesn't have any data. So that is why you are unable to get any data. For that, just open your React application, click on add certain data. That's it. You can add your data. I'm going to add two more records. Right. With this, I have added few records. You can able to edit also. Or you can able to delete also. So I am not going to perform any delete operation right now. Now, this is how you run your full stack application. Now, let me show you how do you deploy this full stack application inside your AWS cloud. For that, first log into your AWS account. This is my AWS account. In this, I have to follow the steps that I have shared to you. In the first step, let me create the database which I have created. What is the database that I have created? Student DB. This was in MySQL Workbench. Okay, but I wanted to create the same database inside my AWS. So I have a service called RDS. So click on RDS and click on enter. Your database will be, your RDS service will be open. After that, you click on create database. Right? In that, because I am using MySQL Workbench, choose MySQL. If you are using any other database, choose your corresponding database also. Right? Once your database service is on, follow the instructions that I have saved. In your hide filters, enable these two filters. After that, in your templates, go to free tier application. After that, choose your database name. What is the database name that I wanted to store? Student database. I wanted to store student database and that is too in AWS. So I have named my database name with student database AWS. For my future reference, I am going to store all these records. Database name, which will be helpful for you for your future quick reference. Right? After that, once you give your database name, what is the default username of your RDS service for MySQL? Admin. So just copy and paste. Admin is your username, and now you can choose your password also. So tick on self-managed, give your password. set your password. For simplicity, I'm just typing my password as simple password. So I'll be recording that particular thing also, right? After storing your password, follow the rest of the steps. No need to change anything, right? One of the important section where you have to public access, so make it S. Once you are done, go to your additional configuration where all the databases of MySQL will work under port. So I am recording this particular thing also. Once the number is set, once again you'll have a configuration called additional configuration. In that you have to fix your database name for which you have recorded. What is the database name that you have set? Student database AWS. So name your database name, student database AWS. Student database AWS, right? That's it. All the things have been done. Once again, please check that. Once again, recheck with the configuration. First of all, we have to choose standard create MySQL. In MySQL, after that, hide filters. You have to enable these two filters, right? Click on these two hide filters. Right, after that go to templates. In the templates you have to choose free tier. After that, in your settings, choose your database name. What is the default username? Admin. Select self-managed and keep your password as password. After that, very important step, see that your public access is enabled. After that, give your database name. Right, that's it. Simply click on create database. Now this particular database will take certain time to create its database. Let us pause this particular video till our database has been created. After that, I'll follow to the next steps. Right, dear students, we'll continue from this particular step. See here, my database has been created. What is the name of the database? Student database AWS. Now, after this, after the creation of your database, simply go to your database that you have created. Once the database have been created, one of the important point is for your database, you will have a clear endpoint. My request to all of you is record this particular endpoint also. Right? I have saved this endpoint for my future reference. So your database port number, what is your port number? 3306, where your application is running. Right. After that, your second step is go to VPC security groups, choose the security group that you are there. In that, go to security group ID. Once you go to your security group ID, you will have an option called as edit inbound rules. In that, whatever the inbound rules are there, just delete all those inbound rules and click on add rule. In that, choose all traffic anywhere save rule. Second, after once again click add inbound rule, add rule, custom TCP anywhere, click on save rules. You have to follow these particular instructions. Once you are done, almost your database creation was successfully configured. Now my step 2. Now whatever the RDS database that we have created, what is the RDS database that we have created? This is the endpoint of your RDS database, and this is the database that you have created. What is the database that you have created? Let us now integrate this particular database with your MySQL workbench. For that, open your MySQL workbench. This is what MySQL workbench is. Now click on plus symbol. right? In this, let us name of my connection. So I am integrating this with AWS. So AWS MySQL Workbench, that is the name that I have given. You can give any name. I am giving this particular name. After this, you have to go to host name, copy the endpoint that you have created. What is the port number that we have given? See here, for port number also, what is the port number? 3306. So give 3306. What is the username that defaultly AWS has given? Admin. After that, store in vault. It will be asking for password. What is the password that we have set? Password is the password. Right? Click on OK. Once all the configuration is done, click on test connection. If all the details are correct, you'll get a prompt message. What is the message that you get? Success made with SQL connection. Click on OK. Click on OK. See here, whatever the connection that we have configured, that is, we have configured RDS service with which particular thing? MySQL. So click on this particular thing. You can check your database has been configured in this particular MySQL workbench. See here, what is the database that we have created? Student database AWS. Are there any tables created? No, the tables was not yet created. For that, let us run our Spring Boot application. Before that, let us configure the same configuration in our Spring Boot application, right? For that, go to the student service project. In that, go to src/main/resources. In that particular thing, you will have a file called as application.properties where all the configurations has to be done. Because this Spring Boot application has to be connected to the MySQL workbench, not MySQL workbench, the RDS service which we have integrated with our AWS. What is the database? Student database AWS. For that, go to your Spring Boot application. Instead of localhost, because we are not running our Spring Boot application in localhost, we have to connect it to our AWS service, AWS RDS service. So for that, delete that particular localhost. Whatever the endpoint that we have created, copy the endpoint because this is our RDS connection name. Open your Spring Boot application, paste in place of localhost. Once this is done, after that, what is the port number that we wanted to connect for our AWS RDS? That is also 3306. And what is the database name that we have given, that we have recorded in our notepad? Right. This is our database name. Student database AWS. Paste that particular thing also. So the first change that you have to done is to your spring.datasource.url. What is the thing that you have to done? In the place of localhost, create the endpoint of RDS database. This is the RDS local. Instead of localhost, you can use this particular endpoint. After that, change your port number. After that, give your database that you have created. Next step, spring.datasource.username. What is the username of RDS service? Admin is the username. So change root to admin. What is the password of RDS service? We have created our password as password, right? With the following three changes, you have to make all these three changes. Save your application. For running your application, let us run our project now. So before that, you simply stop your project, restart your project. Our application is taking time to start, right? It has created the table. What is the table that it has created? Student underscore TBL. Let us check. Now my application is also running in which particular service? Port number 8080, right? My application has been started, right? Now open your MySQL workbench, refresh your database, go to the database that you have created. What is the database that you have created? Which is in RDS student database AWS. Now click on tables. See here, your table has been created. Right? Are there any records here? No, because we did not send any records. Now for this particular thing, let us check whether this particular application is working or not. For that, I am opening a tool called as Postman, which is used to check all the URLs that are working properly or not. For that, install Postman software in your laptop. My Postman is also taking time. Let us pause the video for certain time.